Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be filming my August 24 Shop My Stash. Let's just go ahead and jump right on in. My main goal for this month is to try to use up as many products as I possibly can. I have already used up a few things. You've probably noticed that I haven't really bought a lot of new stuff for the channel because I've just been really wanting to focus on getting some things used up before I bring a lot of new products in. I did use up the NYX Blur Foundation. We have the Essence Keep Me Covered. I have maybe 2 to 3 more uses in this, and as you can see, these two, which is a J-Cat, and then this one is from Ardell, the Camouflage. I've almost used these up, so we are moving along really, really well as far as empties. The Ben Nye Final Set, I probably have a couple more uses with that, and that will be used up. The Haley's Refined, this will be used up this week. I have, I think, maybe 2 more uses in that. I have finally hit pan in this Believe Beauty Cream Blush. My focus on this one is to see how much of this I can use up by the end of the year or the end of the summer and just kind of go from there. Whatever I have not used up, if there's still any products still left in here, will probably just be trash. But as you can see, we are making a lot of progress with this one. So that's where we're starting there. Let's go ahead and start going through the products over here. Starting with foundations. We're going to keep out the Soft Glam Satin Foundation one more month. I am going to put away the Matte Vision from AOA Studio. The Oma Beauty Foundation. I have Oma, or rather this is the Oma by Sharon C. This is the drugstore foundation. I've almost used this one up. So I'm just going to move this one over here to my Project Empties. And we'll see how many more of these we can get used up in the month of August. I'm going to keep out the Cosmic Cowgirl. I will be repurchasing this, you guys. It's not a great gripping primer, but it is such a good mattifier. I have been loving it. It leaves my skin looking so nice. I will definitely be repurchasing this. I may just go ahead and grab 2. I'm going to put back the Ulta Beauty Poreless Face Primer, and I'm also going to put back, this one is from Relove by Revolution, the Pore Vanish Primer. I'm going to go ahead and put this one back. We're going to keep out this, and this is the Revolution Concealer and Contour Palette. I really only use it for the corrector, but as you can see, I've made a pretty big dent in that bronzer too. The products on this side, I don't really use. I don't really like them. I'm going to put back the LYS Concealer, and I'm also going to put back the one from ColourPop, but I'm going to keep out the one from LA Colors. I'm also going to keep out the Poreless Partner Primer. This one is another product that's almost used up. I probably have maybe 2 more uses of this, and then this will be used up. This will definitely be a repurchase. It's very cooling and refreshing on the skin. It just leaves my skin just looking really, really nice. I very much enjoy this one. I will definitely pick this one up again. I used up both of the Ayani products. I had the Ayani liquid liner, and I also had the brow pencil. I used those up, you guys. Both of those products are so good. If I got them from the Dollar Tree, they're like $1.25 each. If I see them again, I will definitely pick those up again. So I pulled out, and this is actually a newer product. This is a newer launch as well. It is the NYX Powder Louder Brow Pencil. It's in dark brown. I wish it was a little bit darker, but I have been liking this. It really, really sets down and it lasts all day. You know, my face is like super oily, so sometimes my brow pencil likes to kind of melt off, but this one really does last all day. We're going to keep out the liner. This one is from Beauty Creations, but I will bring in a second one. We're also going to keep out our mascaras. I'll be honest, I don't really like either one of these. Neither one of these is works really well on its own. We have the Aether Beauty Big Bang, and then this one is from Lawless, the One and Done Mascara. On their own, neither one of them is really that great, so I've been kind of combining the two together and then just putting a coat of my waterproof mascara, and that seems to work pretty decently. These two will not be a repurchase at all. I'm going to put back, this one is the Soft Base Nude Eye Primer from AOA Studio. I use this one mainly whenever I'm doing pastel shadows, and I'm also going to put back from AOA Studio, this is the Natural Shadow Stay Primer, because I have a couple of new eyeshadow primers that I want to try. Setting powders, we're going to go ahead and put back the In Real Life. There's a pressed powder on the top and a loose powder on the bottom. Really enjoyed this one. I'm also going to put back, this is from Revolution. This one is a banana powder, the medium yellow loose setting powder. I use this one under my eyes. It's really, really beautiful, but there's another powder that I do want to bring back in, so we're going to put this one back. We are going to keep out the MAC Andy. This one has just been out all summer since it's a really good mattifying primer. As you can see, I have almost used this one up. This one will be used up before we get into September. So yeah, we are really coming along with the Project Empties, and like I said, it's kind of what I want my focus to be this month. Setting sprays. I pulled out these two. You know, I just realized usually I do the palettes first. I kind of did this backwards. So we're going to finish this and then we're going to go backwards and do the palettes. We have from A2O the Pro Finish Setting Spray. I finished up the ColourPop one, the no filter one, so I wanted to bring something new in. We have the Pro Setting Spray and then the Pro Grip Priming Spray. I keep forgetting to use this one, but so far I have really been liking these. I use this one underneath my foundation and then this one to set everything down, and they've really been working pretty well together. I've been enjoying these. We're going to go ahead and keep the Sephora Makeup Setting Spray out for another month. The first one that we have here, this is the Botanical Palette from Beauty Bay. This is the newest one to my collection. I have done swatches, but I still have not had a chance to actually use it. I'm going to be filming a video sometime this week doing a look with this palette, but the color store, you guys, it is absolutely so freaking pretty, and the swatches were so amazing. A lot of these are like duochromes. I don't know if they're multichromes, but there are definitely some duochromes in here, and this color story is just stunning. So I'm looking forward to finally doing a look with this palette. I had hoped to get it done sooner. I made a post in my community tab where I've just been working a lot because I've been trying to meet some financial goals. The holidays are coming up, so I just had to prioritize. So I have not been able to film like I've been wanting to, but I will get this done this week, and it will go up sometime later in the week or sometime next weekend. So definitely be looking out for that one, and we're going to definitely be keeping this palette out through August. And we're also going to keep out from ColourPop. This is the Lust for Dusk. This is one that I pulled out afterwards. I put one back and then I traded it out for this one because I really wanted to get some more use out of this one. Just a really pretty spring summer palette. This shade right here is so freaking pretty. It's probably my favorite shade in this entire palette. Thinking, do I want to keep this one out for another month too? I used it a few times. Do I want to? You know what? We're going to go ahead and put this one back. See if we can switch it out for something else. We're also going to put back from Nomad. This is their newest launch. This is the Keys, Beachy, and Peachy. I just left this one out for another month to try to use it a few more times. I'm tempted to keep this one out another month. Do I want to? It's the Coffee Shop palette from Juvia's Place. You know what? I'm going to keep this one out, I think, for another month. We'll see what we pull out, but this one might be staying. I'm going to put back, this is the Nude Ego from BH Cosmetics. We're going to put that one back, and I think we're going to go ahead and put back the Smoking Hot too. I had this one out for a couple of months. This one is from ColourPop. It's a really pretty, toasty, spring going into summer color store, but I think I want to pull something else back, or pull something else out rather. So these are going to be the ones I'm going to put back. These I think are going to be the ones that are going to stay out. So yeah, I'm going to put these back and then we'll start picking out new palettes. Actually, I almost forgot. I did have a few that I pulled out that I put in here after I filmed that Shop My Stash. I realized that I had not filmed this one yet. I got it out of a mystery box. It's the On Cloud Blue palette, and I wanted to do some looks with the Blue Moon. I've only had a chance to do one look. Let me show you what they look like. This is the On Cloud Blue, and this is the Blue Moon. The perfect companion palettes. I mean, kind of obviously the colors are very complementary to each other. It's just like one giant 18-pan blue palette when you combine them. I've only had a chance to do one look. I would like to try to do a couple more, so I'm going to keep both of these out and just going to put them back in that everyday makeup drawer. And then the other palette that I pulled out, this one is also from ColourPop. This one is the Too Hot. And I pulled this one out because I thought that the couple of palettes that I pulled out before had pinks in them, but they didn't. I just wanted a couple of pops of pink for, a couple of looks that I wanted to do throughout the month. But we're going to go ahead and put this one back too. Let's start with this shelf over here. If you're new to my Shop My Stashes, I usually like to have 6 palettes out. It's kind of like the number that I like to go for, but, that could change. The first palette that I know I want to bring out is from Udin's Eye. And it is the Soul Main 2 palette. A lot of new palettes have come up from the brand lately, but I don't know, it's just like none of them have really just stood out to me. But this one is the Soul Main. As you can see, there are some warm toasty oranges on the bottom. We can do like a variety of looks with this palette in August. What else do I want to pull out? I think I want to pull out another one of my larger ColourPops, and I think it's going to be this one, which is the It's a Mood palette. It's been a while since I've used this one. As you can see, this one has some warm toasty oranges in that column. The third column to the left, and I love the greens on this one too. So yeah, we can do a variety of looks using this palette. I think it's going to be it for the shelf. Let's move into the drawers. So far right now, if I do decide to keep out the one from Juvia's Place, we have 5 palettes, which would really only leave me like one more. Let's see where we end up. All right, so mini palettes. I'm thinking about bringing out the sultry, but it's actually more of a cooler tone palette, and I don't think I'm quite ready for cool toned looks right now, like cool toned focused looks. So let's go into these drawers. I have to kind of get down on the floor to see into these. So we're not going to get anything out of this drawer. Let's see what we have in here. This is another really kind of blue themed palette. These are more kind of like teal green leaning. So pretty. Do I want to pull out the Wild Child? I know that I want to pull this one out in the fall for sure. Do I want to pull this one out now? I just wanted to compare these two. So we have the, what is this again? The Wild Child palette from ColourPop. And then we have the coffee palette from Juvia's Place. This one has a lot of more like grungier tones. This palette, you guys, is beautiful. I have had so much fun using it. Not going to pull this one out this time. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep this one out. Let's just keep going and see where we end up. Thinking about pulling this one. This is the Gay Bestie palette. This is from JC Camarello. He's a very, very small like indie brand. This one is, there's some shades in here that have similar vibes to the coffee shop, but you know what? I think I want to wait on this one. This was kind of screaming more getting towards fall and the holidays to me. Maybe the Mandalorian. As you can see, we're taking a little bit longer to do the palettes this month. Nah, it's more cool tone looks, so we're not going to do that one. I'm just not ready for the cool tone looks just yet. This is a Wave of Spice of Life. You know what? I'm going to pull this one. And yeah, that's going to be all of the palettes, I think, that I'm going to pull for this go round. I mean, as you can see, I haven't really like done or made a lot of new purchases on palettes lately. I just haven't really been seeing anything that's been like standing out to me. I haven't been seeing a lot of new makeup products in general that have been standing out to me. I don't know. Nothing has been really catching my attention or just really, making me want to spend my money on them. Now that we've gone through our palettes, let's quickly go through the blushes, highlighters, and bronzers that I pulled out for the Last Shot My Stash. The first one is from Black Up. It's a contouring stick. You have a highlighting kind of product here and then like a contouring bronzing product. I'm going to keep this one out. I didn't really use it much. I mainly focused on the one from Soul Body. This is the ColourPop Soul Body. Soul is the sister brand to ColourPop. The shade is in dark. I do enjoy this one. It kind of has like a summer coconut kind of smell to it. I like the one from Juvia's Place more, but this one was a beautiful product, but we're going to go ahead and put it back. I used it a lot. I'm going to go ahead and pull out the Contour Beauty, but like I said, I'm going to pull it back out as a panning project when I have used up a little bit more of the one from Wet n Wild, which I have almost completely used up. Let me go and show you guys the progress on this one as well. As you can see, yeah, I have used this one so much, you guys. The goal is to see how much I can use up and if I can use it up by the end of the year. If not, then whatever's left, I'll just go ahead and toss it. But as you can see, I made a lot of progress on this one. We're going to put back from House Laboratories. This is the Color Fuse Blush in Pomelo Peach. The brand recently did like a repackaging of the blushes where now, instead of it being the silver packaging, the actual is like the color of the blushes on the cover. Thinking about like switching it and getting one of those, I would just kind of be like stupid though, but this is a beautiful blush. I did use it a lot. I switched out one of the blushes I had out here. I think it was the one from ColourPop. It was the retro one, and I pulled out this one from Moira. It's the Signature Ombre Blusher in Orange Blossom. Such a pretty blush. I'm going to go ahead and put back from ColourPop. This is a Full Spectrum CoverGirl. This one I think is the light to medium, but if you want a super blinding highlighter, this is the way to go, but unfortunately, I don't think they make these anymore, but it's such a beautiful product. We're going to put back from Revolution. This is a newer addition to my collection. This is the Roxy Blush palette. I like this one okay. The products in it are pretty, but they're just not the most pigmented, the most blendable. It was a decent palette, but not the best one that I've ever used. But, I enjoyed using it. Pull this back over here. We're going to put back, I'm actually like debating about these two. I didn't really get a chance to use them much at all. This is the Profusion Blush Hour. The shade is in Mai Tai. Honestly though, I'm thinking about going ahead and decluttering this one. I might test it out a few more times, see what I think, but I've had this one for a long time and it's just not as pigmented as I like in a cream blush. And then we have, this one is from Beauty Bay. The shade is in Reef. Freaking love this one. It's very similar though to this one, which I'm trying to use up. So, you know what? Let me go ahead and pull these back, or put these back, and then maybe I'll pull them back out later. I do want to use something else. This is another one that I'm thinking about decluttering. This is from AOA Studio. It is one of the Hush Cream blushes in Cozy. I had to really build this up to really get any pigment on. Like I mentioned in my last Shop My Stash, what I've been doing is I take a cream blush and I blend it over my foundation. I set everything down with powder, and then I put a light dusting of a powder blush over the top. If I'm going to use the cream blush, it just kind of helps it to last a little bit longer. But yeah, the pigmentation on this one was just not that great. Same thing with these. This was a newer addition to my collection. It's the Ulta Beauty X Love, I think that's what they says, Ready Set Blush. It's 3 cream blushes in the stack. These were more emollient than they were creamy, and I had to really build them up to get any real pigmentation on my face. And if I didn't set this down and do like a light, powder blush over the top, they just did not last very long at all. So they were a little bit disappointing, but the finish on them is really pretty. Once you get it there, it just takes a minute. I'm going to also put back, this one is the Clean Beauty Lip Color and Cream Blush Duo. This is from Be Pure. Got this from the Dollar Tree. Really pretty, but also kind of emollient. This one is the only one that I think I'm going to keep out for the next Shop My Stash, and this is the NYX Professional Makeup Butter Melt Blush. This is the newest blush to their collection. This shade is in Head, but I do want to use this once more, so I'm going to keep this one out. I'm going to put this one back. This is from BH Cosmetics. It's their powder highlighter in Sunflex. All right, so I'm going to put away these products, and then we'll pick out some new ones. Let's go ahead and pick our powders first. And I already know which ones I'm going to be picking. The first one is going to be from AOA Studio, and this is the Puff and Set. This is the original formula. The first one's brightening. I'm going to pull this one for an under eye powder. The other 2 powders I'm going to pull, they're going to be newer to my collection. We have from AOA Studio, the Puff and Set. This one is like the newly reformulated version of the one that I just pulled. This one is in translucent. I'm really hoping that this one is better. The original formulas were kind of heavy. They didn't look as smooth and blurring on the face. I'm hoping that this one is better, so I definitely want to test this one out. And then the other powder that I'm going to pull, this is from Hard Candy. It is a translucent Super Envy loose powder. So these are going to be my powders for the month. Let's pull out. I think I'm only going to pull out one primer, and it's going to be this one. So I don't need to pull out the whole drawer. It's the Color Matte Primer, because I have, these here that I've almost used up, and then I have some over here that I'm working on emptying. So I think this is the only one that I'm going to pull. As far as eye primers, it's going to be this one. I shouldn't have to pull this whole drawer out to get to it. This one is newer to my collection. It's from A2O Lab, which is also from Shop Say. This is the Locked Eyeshadow Primer and as a matte finish. The shade is nude, so we're going to test this one out. All right, foundations. As you guys could see, I have so many that I've almost used up. I definitely want to pull out. This is the Complexion Crush Medium Coverage. This is from Ulta Beauty. The shade is in Tan Peach. I think that's going to be the only newer one that I'm going to pull out, because I really want to focus on these to see how much of them I can use up. Concealers. We have one currently out now. We have those in our project empties. I want to pull something that's older that I really want to try to get used up. I think it's going to be this one. I got this one off of Temu. It is from Poudier. Poudier is an Asian beauty brand. This one's a little bit deep, so I mix it with a lighter concealer. I'll probably mix it with that one, but I do want to see how much of this I can use up, because I think this is one of the oldest in my collection. Do I want to pull a blush or highlighter palette? Let's see. I would like to pull a palette, but I don't know if there's anything in here that's just standing out to me to want to use this go round. And you know what? There really isn't. So we're not going to pull a palette. Let's go over here and look at our singles. The first thing I want to do is I want to pick out a second eyeliner to go with the one from Beauty Creations that I have out right now. And I think it's going to be this one. It's from Mora. This is the Micro Tip Liquid Eyeliner in black. So we'll pull this one. All right, let's move on to highlighters. We're still in the summertime, so I'm still wanting something, more warm or toasty. I'm not really wanting to jump into cooler tones just yet. This one is super golden. I don't really want that. I want something warm is what I'm kind of going for. And I think I'm going to go ahead and pull this one back out. This is from Beauty Bay. This is our Beauty Bay, Juvia's Place. This is the Tribe Highlighter Volume 2. I think that's a pretty warm, toasty shade. I wouldn't mind something on the more peachier side. You know what? We'll pull this one back out again. This is the Tasty Peach from Revolution. The shade here on the right, I think that's pretty warm, soft, peachy tone. That's going to be it for powder highlighters. Don't want to pull out any liquids. Let us see. I'm going to pull this one. This is the Candlelight Ritual from Perfusion. The shade is in Flare, so that way I'll have a cream option. I am working on the Airway Studio Glow Baby. Unfortunately, these have been discontinued, but they are on clearance. The shade is, I think, Golden Rose or something like that. I have almost used this one up. All right, moving into bronzers. I'm going to get down on the floor so I can kind of see in here a little bit better. All right, first, powders. I have a lot of newer ones that I brought into my collection, but I want to use something that I have had for a minute. Let's pull back in the one from Sephora. This is the bronze. This is from the Sephora collection. Do I want to pull this one in? Actually, you know what? I want the one from Beauty Bay. This one. It's a little bit warmer and toastier. That one will work better like in the fall and winter when I'm not as deep, because right now I have a pretty decent tan already. This one is in caramel, so we'll pull this one as our powder bronzer. And as far as creams, I know that I want to pull these two. The first one is from Mora, the shade, or it's the Stay Golden Cream Bronzer. The shade is in medium. This one is a little bit too light for me, but I like to mix it with this one, which is from BH Cosmetics, and this is Summer Heat Cream Bronzer in dark to deep. This one is a little bit too dark. That one is the one from Mora. This one is the BH Cosmetics. As you can see, a little bit too deep, a little bit too light, but when I blend them together, the formulas and the shades are absolutely perfect. Is that going to be it? I have the bronzing stick out right now. And so, yeah, you know what? Between the BH Cosmetics, the Mora, and the one from Black Up, I'm good for cream bronzes right now. And I also have a liquid that I'm currently, using that I'm working on in my empties as well. Let's move into blush. Once again, I'm kind of wanting to stay in those warmer tones, but I wouldn't mind some like brighter pinks to go with the Shop My Stash. Let's see. I definitely want something orange. So I kind of have a specific, what I'm wanting to pick out. Definitely something orange. So we're going to pull back out. So this one new. What's this one? From Udanzai, this is the Soul Mane Sunlight Blusher in Orange Sunny. As you can see, that is the perfect toasty warm orange. So that's going to be my orange. I do have some things in my everyday makeup drawer as far as like liquid blushes and stuff like that. I want something pink. I'm going to pull this one. This is newer to my collection. I haven't used it yet. It's from Juvie's Place. It's one of the blushed duos, the shade, or this is the volume 5. These are some really pretty like tropical pinks. So those will be my pinks for the month. I'm trying not to like overpull. Quite often I pull too many products all at once. We need something warm and toasty, kind of a warm toasty red. And I think, actually not that one, this one from e.l.f. The shade is in Brick. This is like one of their original blush formulas. It is so pretty. So that's 3 blushes. I want something softer. I think I'm going to pull this one back out. This one is it this one? Excuse me, this one. Both of these are from Docolor. I got them off of Temu. Docolor is an Asian beauty brand. This is shade 501, and this is a perfect, just warm, everyday tone. So we're going to pull that. That is going to be it for the powder blushers. August is a longer month, so I may switch something out in the middle of the month. If I do, you find out when I do the next Shop My Stash. All right, creams. I have so many, you guys, that I want to pull, but only one face. Yes, it's a struggle. It is a struggle. Let's pull out maybe this one. Let's see. Let's see here. These are the 3 Petal Pop ones from Airway Studio. I think I'm going to pull this one. The shade is in Flowers. I think we'll pull that one. Put these 2 back. I'm going to pull this one, I believe. This is from LYS. It's the Higher Standard Cream Blush. The shade is an Epic. It's a very, very warm orange. I think I'll pull this one. But right now I'm trying to pick shades that will work well with the powder blushes that I pulled, and ones that I'm just really wanting to get some more use out of. That's just so many, you guys. Let's pull this one. This is Best Tea from Profusion. It's part of the Boba Tea collection. And do I want to pull anything in here? No. What about... See, that's a more warmer pink. You know what? Let's pull this one. This is one of the Venetian Romance Cream blushes from OA Studio. The shade is in Cake. So we'll pull this one. I think that's going to be it. Like I said, with August being a longer month, I might switch some things out, but this is kind of where we're going to start. Let me go ahead and get all of this stuff organized. And you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. We're just going to close it out with the organizing part. And hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I would love it if you consider joining my little family. Hit the bell so that you can be notified of any videos coming up in the future. Be safe, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.